When the Humboldt Broncos junior hockey team was involved in an accident in early April, sports journalists across the world were tasked with covering the tragic incident that killed 16 people. It's not traditional sports journalism, but it might be even more important. Janesville Gazette sports editor Eric Schmolt recalled his time working as a journalist covering the University of Wyoming. Members of the football team were in a car crash that killed a freshman on the team.
It turned out to be one of my, better stories because everybody wanted to share their great stories about him, and even his dad answered a phone call from me, and I had never met or seen him. I never did meet him, and they're hard, that's for sure. But it's also sometimes some of the great stories come out of it. Unfortunately, some of the most important stories sometimes come out of tragedy.
The sports world has come together over this tragedy, too. More than $15 million has been donated to the families of the players involved, and multiple professional teams in different sports have supported the Broncos in other ways. Schmolt wasn't surprised by the community coming together over sports.
It's something that you can all agree on. You can have people that are completely on opposite ends of the spectrum politically or religiously or things like that, but they both live in a certain town or a certain neighborhood, so you root for those same teams, and also for that amount of time, even if it's just 2 hours of a game or something, all of a sudden you have some level ground, and that's why I think sports is so important, because where else do you sort of have that dynamic where you're still going to have your rivalries where maybe you don't like the guy on the other side of the gym or something like that, but the game has brought you even into the same building for you to hang out together for a couple hours, which is kind of a neat thing too.
A Royal Purple assistant sports editor Jack Miller said sports can also go beyond box scores. He said that when he's interviewing athletes about more serious stories such as features, he tries to be as personable as possible.
I feel like the best way to do that is just to have like a conversation with them and not make it so much like an interview, and maybe even like open up a little bit to them, not too personal, but just like let them know that you're human and stuff, and it's not you're not just doing it to get a story, you're like trying to learn something, I guess, from them. They have a story that can help others, and telling that story I feel like is pretty valuable in impacting other people.
It's the stories the athletes have to tell that keep sports special, not the amount of goals the athletes score.